Hello and welcome back to our study of Peninei Halacha, the teachings of Rabbi Eliezer Melamed Shlita. Hope everyone had a nice and enjoyable Shabbos. A little bit cold here in the northeast of the United States, but it is February after all. And Baruch Hashem, a little bit more good news over Shabbos. 3 more hostages have been freed, but please continue davening for Charlei Tzvang Israel, for Shlem al Betua Yisrael, and a safe return of all of our hostages. We will not stop. We will not stop davening, exhausting every effort possible until every single one of our family members is home. Dedicating our learning to Nishmat, Sarah and Daniel Shimon, Rav Drum V'Shel Shem Kam Damo. So here we are with a new week of learning, and we'll continue where we left off. Actually, sort of mid-paragraph, we're talking about the history and the development of the tefillahs that we have. So let us continue. Move on. So it's understood that even during the period of the first Beis HaMikdash, Jewish people were praying to God and they were blessing and giving thanks on all the good things and pleasures that they had. But there was no set text, there was no set nusach as we call it. And since there was no nusach and no set procedure, the righteous people, the holy people, the learned people, they would pray, they would make blessings with specific intent. But the average and majority of people, they would exempt themselves with simple prayers or weak prayers. But this is a great ideal. While ideally, it's very important that everyone should speak in his own language, one that he feels that comes from his heart. But practically speaking, but given the burdens of day-to-day life and without any specific order, so we would actually become quite disconnected from the service of prayer and connecting to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So now that we have a set order, language, and nusach of tefillah, so now all of the Jewish people could daven. They could daven together, and this would strengthen emunah and faith in Hashem. And through the course of the years, now we have a connection, a clinging of the hearts, that even 2,000 years of exile and being in the diaspora and being without the Beis HaMikdash is unable to abrogate the connections that we have. Yisrael came furthermore, Bisman Beis HaMikdash HaRishon, Rabim Tov V'Syachzu L'Karbanos Ka'el Pa'ula Ha'elalis Ba'alas Koch Kishufi. During the period of the first Beis HaMikdash, many made a mistake. And since they were karbonos, they were offerings, they saw it as sort of a medium, perhaps even a magic way that we could connect to God. That through the karbonos, this would help us with our making a living, with our health, getting rid of evil decrees. This was some sort of magic formula. And the Nevi'im, the prophets, they spoke out strongly against this corrupt idea of how karbonos work. And they taught us that the purpose of an offering of a carbon is to express our desire to become closer to Hashem by giving over of ourselves. This is the main purpose of a human. The pasuk in Devarim in Parak Yud says, Ma Hashem shoel me'imach, ki im liyiras Hashem Elokecha lo'leches b'chol derachav u'li'ahava osav u'la'avodas Hashem Elokecha b'chol lavavecha b'chol nafshecha. What does Hashem want from you? Hashem only wants you to fear. Hashem only wants you to walk in His ways and to love Him and to serve Him with all of your heart and all of your soul. U'keshemevi ha'karbon eino minyan l'hitabek b'Hashem l'hitivis derachav l'rak she'keravno eino mol ela shehu mituav b'einei Hashem. And when a person brings a carbon, and a person is not interested in clinging to Hashem and to improve his ways, not only does his shekarbano einam oil, that his carbon doesn't help, but it's also considered detestable in the eyes of God. And the pasuk in Yeshayahu says, "Lama li rov zivreichem yomar Hashem." Why do I need all of your karbanos, your offerings? Savati alos elim v'chelev meriim v'dam parim kvasim v'atudim lo chafatzti. Ki savale rosa banai mi bikesh zos miadchem remos chatzeroi. Lo sosifu tavi min chashav kedoros toeva hili. The Navi goes on and excoriates the people for bringing false karbanos. I don't need your karbanos, I need your intentions. So without karbanos, the men of the Great Assembly in the Ashkenaz Hagdolah, when they established the Lashon and the Nusach of Tefillah, so they then established a proper order to serve God. Shehe'emuna, hakavana, hadvekus hemayasod. That it's not the offerings that's the main part, but rather it's the faith, it's the intent, it's the clinging to God. That's the principle, that's the foundation. And this comes in a greater expression via tefillah. Rabbi Elazar says in Gemara Brachas, Gedola tefillas yoser min karbanos. That prayer is even greater than the offerings, than the karbanos. And through this, we daven that Hashem can hear our expression of our clinging to Him. We want to do it so in a very wholesome manner, in a complete way, with tefillah and ultimately with karbanos as well. So we'll see more about the nusach that goes on and how these prayers were set up. It's very important to understand the historical importance of how tefillah developed from going to a period of karbanos in the first Beis HaMikdash, and then after the destruction, going to a period of set nusach, and something that holds us together ad hayom hazeh until this day. So please continue davening for Chaylei Tzvagan Yisrael, for Shlem L'chol B'tzui Yisrael, safe return of all of our hostages. Nishmat Saren Daniel Shimon Rav Damo Shalom Shalom Gdamo. Thank you so much for joining us for another week of learning. Lots more to cover ahead. Have a great day, and we'll see you here next time.